Welcome to the 2014 Inaugural Meeting of Council. Before your new council takes their seats, they must be sworn in. So at this time, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Judge Gregory Paterbish.
Okay, I'd like to call on the Mayor-elect, Andrew Jacobite, to swear the oath of office. So repeat after me. I, Andrew Jacobite,
I, Andrew Jacobite,
do solemnly affirm that
do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of Mayor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of Mayor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have to read that again. I have not by myself or any other person knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform my duties of office and will not allow any private interest or to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in the matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussions of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
And you so solemnly affirm?
I do solemnly affirm.
Okay. And before you take off there, I'd like to call upon former Mayor Litke to pass on the chain of office.
What's that top step, anyone else? My pleasure to present the chain of office to the new mayor of Penticton.
Hey, hey. Yep, go.
Congratulations, Mayor Jacobite. I'd like to call on Councillor-elect Judy Sentes. So repeat after me. I, Judy Sentes, do solemnly affirm that
I, Judy Santos, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
I'd next like to call on Councillor-elect Alina Conant. Repeat after me. I, Alina Conant, do solemnly affirm that
I, Helena Conan, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter, and I will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
Next, I'd like to call on Andre Martin, Councillor-elect. Repeat after me. I, Andre Martin, do solemnly affirm that
I, Andre Martin, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will not disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
And next, I'd like to call on Councillor-elect Campbell Watt. I, Campbell Watt, do solemnly affirm that
I, Campbell Watt, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
like to call on Councillor-elect Max Picton. I, Maxwell Picton, do solemnly affirm that
I, Maxwell Picton, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election into the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matters and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interests I have in the matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
Congratulations. And finally, Councillor-elect Tariq Saeed. I, Tariq Saeed, do solemnly affirm that
I, Tariq Said, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of the councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I'm qualified to hold the office of councillor for the City of Penticton, to which I have been elected.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Local Government Act respecting vote buying, intimidation in relation to my election to the office.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will faithfully perform the duties of my office and will not allow any private interest to influence my conduct in public matters.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter, and I will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
As required by the community charter, I will disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest I have in a matter and will not participate in the discussion of the matter and will not vote in respect of the matter.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect and City Council.
My first official act here is to thank the judge for coming out and swearing us in, making us official, and we have a token of our appreciation for that. Well, I get to call this meeting to order. There's no gavel here, but I'll call the meeting to order if I could. Council, there is a short agenda in front of us, so I just need adoption of the agenda as presented. Seconded. No discussion? Good. All those in favor? All right. Adopted. Good start. Here, I'll go over here. So our, see if this is going to work. Our first order of business is the inaugural address, and I'm happy to be up here. I have my family, mom, aunt, and uncle, wife and daughter here. Members of the council, they have their families here, so it's a great opportunity and evening for us. The momentum and excitement has been building since November 15th, so tonight is very special because now we are official. Everyone's been very gracious, happy, and optimistic of our future. And I think we have a great council, and I look forward to our collective impact on the community. We need to be putting Penticton to work, working towards a united Penticton, being a role model for other communities. We want to be working hard for you, energize council, and strive to be strong community leaders. A council that inspires, empowers, and reignites. Now that might sound a little cliche or familiar, but those are all key elements from our collective campaigns and platforms. So when I talk about the importance of a vibrant economy, building relationships, and community pride, I can tell you that there's support for that vision. Not just from our council, but the community who gave us a mandate based on our common passions voiced during our campaigns. My goal for this council, as their leader, is to be that mentor, sounding board, motivator, and catalyst for empowerment. We need to create an environment where not just staff, but the community feel valued and are inspired. We need to ignite community pride, and so for starters, people think more about shopping local and the value of the dollar. And when I say the value of the dollar, I don't mean the lowest price. I'm talking about how buying an item from a local retailer enables a clerk to be able to afford to buy lunch from the coffee shop, and the coffee shop now can afford to get new menus, and the print shop now can afford to consider sponsoring a local sport team or nonprofit, and so on and so on. We need to be working with our media partners and volunteer organizations to collaboratively be building up the community instead of allowing the tyranny of the minority to fester and tear it apart. We want to celebrate our locals, be it the high school athlete, be it the high school science fair winner, a business entrepreneur, an artist, an athlete, a community activist or volunteer, those who make us proud. It is easy to get caught up in the political rhetoric during the election cycle, but I want this term to be different. I used elements from Council's platform to signify that we're part of a team with a common vision and to hold ourselves accountable to each other and to the community. I don't want to hear the same election promises 4 years down the road. That is why one of my first orders of business is to establish the Mayor Select Task Force on Economic Development and Prosperity, comprised of the mayor, industry representative, a business community representative, a venture capitalist or financial sector, a regional representative, and the Economic Development Office. The focus will be on creating strategic priorities for driving economic growth and vitality within the City of Penticton as part of the South Okanagan-Similkameen region. I will assign Councillors Helena Conans and Campbell Watt to creating and developing Penticton as a training center. Not just labor and skills, but athletic training, medical biotech, technology, or creative arts. I will assign Councillors Andre Martin and Max Picton to leverage relationships, establishing economic partnerships with other communities or entrepreneurs that are mutually beneficial. We welcome and are excited about the opportunity to work with the Penticton Indian Band. We want both communities to prosper harmoniously. I want to see us create another sister city relationship, but more focused on a trade partnership. Creating a spousal network to help with recruitment of workers. Leveraging opportunities for locals with the $550 million in constructions happening at the Corrections Center and the Patient Care Tower. I will assign Councillors Campbell Watt and Helena Conans to support and bolster custom manufacturing. I will assign Councillor Tariq Saeed to the portfolio of helping to grow and attract technology-based business to our area. Tourism development will also be a pillar of our economic development and prosperity task force, because that's our welcome at it. It is our foot in the door to showcase Penticton as a place to visit again, move a business, start a business, move a family, start a family, or to retire here. The second task force will be tourism development, comprised of the board chairs from Penticton Tourism, the Penticton Hospitality Association, a council rep, and staff representing tourism and the city. The purpose of this committee is to develop, foster, and expand 4 key pillars of tourism. I will assign Max Picton to be that council rep and to be responsible for sport tourism and outdoor adventure. I will assign Councillor Judy Sentas to festival and event development. I will assign Councillor Campbell Watt to continue with the cycling precinct concept. I will assign Councillor Andre Martin to bolster meeting and convention tourism. This is not a third tourism group. We want to help develop, support, and enhance tourism opportunities and have the existing bodies such as Tourism Penticton or their Hospitality Association execute and action these strategies or initiatives. It is important that we collaboratively work together as one voice. Tourism has long been a clash of personalities, and we have to park our egos, emotions, and baggage from the past at the door so we can create innovative solutions to brand Penticton as a premier destination again. I also spoke about creating an affordable communities committee, which I will assign this portfolio to Councillor Judy Sentas. The focus of this committee will be a phased approach, and the first priority and focus will be solutions for young families and the working poor. So much of this initial year will be on research and analyzing strategies utilized elsewhere, identifying city-owned lands to complement a strategy, and to review existing land use policies and our official community plan to help with this initiative. I will also announce support for the position of community revitalization to be assigned to Councillors Max Picton and Campbell Watt. This committee will oversee the continuation of the downtown and waterfront projects, plus it'll also look at future community enhancements and revitalization initiatives. Other committees with a similar structure, but potentially an enhanced vision, will be Heritage and Knowledge, which will be Judy Sentas, Transportation, which will be Tariq Sahid, Arts, Creative and Cultural Innovations, Campbell Watt, Penticton Creek Restoration, Helena Conans, Agriculture, Andre Martin, Community Sustainability, Tariq Sahid, Development Services, Campbell Watt, Emergency Responders, Andre Martin, and the SOEC Select Committee will be myself. The LAYS positions we'll announce on the 15th of December. And we'll start advertising and taking applications for these committees starting this week. So if you have an interest in one or more of these committees, please fill out the application. We will be holding some public sessions, some public brainstorming sessions for the public and stakeholders. So if you're interested in that, let us know. There are really 3 new task force committees that I referenced here, and they all have a different structure to them, you noticed. I wanted each member of council to champion a cause or initiative on behalf of council and the community. I will never forget, and he's sitting here, Mayor Dan Ashton at the time, now he's our MLA, but Dan Ashton coming, asking my thoughts on the Vancouver Canucks. And if I gave it to you, could you run with it? So yes, I did meet with the Canucks, and we created a plan, and we pitched them not only the training camp, but the Young Stars Classic, which is now an annual signature event, not just for our building, but for our community. I want to harness and empower the knowledge base, industry understanding, and passion each councillor has into something positive for the city. Moving our city forward is going to take a team effort, not just by council, not just management, but as a community coming together to support, collaborate, volunteer, and celebrate what we can be proud is our own and what we've championed together to create. This past weekend, we had a casual open house, actually right here, for the public to meet Council, MLA Dan Ashton, MP Dan Albus, and I felt was very well received, and it's something we're going to repeat because it gave people an opportunity to come say hello, introduce themselves, and ask a question or provide a comment in a very non-intimidating environment. We need to work on initiatives to go to the people instead of just waiting for them to come to us. So in January, we will start a Mayor's Breakfast Roundtable with business and community leaders. Council will increase our exposure with the media, online, on the radio, and in print. We hope to improve our lines of communications. Council is very accessible, and as Mayor, I'm willing to listen to your concerns. Feel free to call and arrange a meeting. Today, we get sworn in, and tomorrow, we'll get sworn at. We accept the challenge of being a public figure, trying to move our community forward, even though some are resistant to change. Some will form opinions not based on fact or only part of the story, and some, no matter what we decide, will not like the outcome and be disappointed. To the community, by all means, hold us accountable to our oath of office, our election platform, and our decisions or directions. Please be mindful and respectful that we all live in the community together. I urge you to call or email to collect your facts before penning a letter to the editor or online commentary that is factually incorrect or personalizing and attacking people. I don't expect us to hold hands, be skipping down the lakeshore walkway singing Kumbaya, but I do hope for a greater respect and a renewed pride for our city. To Council, soon the honeymoon stage will end, and people will want to see results. And we will be faced with difficult decisions to make, decisions that affect our community and our neighborhoods. I remind you that you got elected based on your core values, ethics, beliefs, and what life lessons your experiences have taught you. Stay true to what you feel is the best for the community, not what people whisper in your ear. Understand when members of council disagree with you, it's not a personal attack, but rather a difference of opinion. Emotions may elevate during the debate, but when a decision is rendered, it is the result of democracy in action. We should be able to look one another in the eye afterwards and still go for coffee afterwards. Remember, we're going to be together for the next 4 years. To staff, I'm impressed with the improved corporate culture we have and a better understanding that we're in the service industry. It is not easy to be a frontline worker, as most people coming into City Hall, as an example, have to pay a bill, taxes, parking ticket, apply for a permit, or just general bureaucracy. So most people don't have a smile as they're shelling out cash or trying to lobby or understand their position or problem. Thanks for being part of our team and being the backbone of our organization. To senior management, when I started on council 6 years ago, it was very much us versus them. And I have to say, over the past few years, with effective leadership has come a mutual respect, trust, and common vision. And we are all on the same team, and I'm excited about moving forward together. I wanted to acknowledge, because we're starting the process, I wanted to acknowledge staff in their internal budget process. I like that process because it really has the staff presenting in front of all the other departments and helping to vet the budget. So now the left hand has a better understanding what the right hand is doing. And I know I mentioned I wanted to delay the budget till January. My concern was to ensure council wasn't rushed into or through the process. We will start the budget next Monday, December 8th, with the capital budget being presented. We do have other dates in December, the 10th, 16th, and 17th, which have been set aside, and if council is eager and willing, we can advance to that. I would anticipate us finalizing the budget sometime in January. In closing, I'm excited with our new council. I feel we're going to be bold, brave, and move Penticton forward. The community has spoken. We want to be known as a place that is a vibrant, innovative, and waterfront city focused on sustainability, community, and economic opportunities. That is our current vision statement, and it'll be up to council to walk the talk and move in that direction. We have so much potential, and I believe we are on the verge of exciting times, opportunities, and new directions. We will focus on building a strong economy because that will lead to a strong community. We want a community that will not look back or live in the past, one that is willing to move forward and excited for the future. We will restore Penticton to be the envy of all other communities. That is my goal, and that is my decree to you as the new mayor. Thank you. Okay, now you get to hear me talk again. There is a proclamation here. You can hold that. Can you hold that? Thank you. So Giving Tuesday. Whereas Giving Tuesday was established as a National Day of Giving on December 2nd, 2014. Whereas Giving Tuesday is a celebration of philanthropy and volunteerism where people give whatever they are able to give. And whereas Giving Tuesday is the day where citizens work together to share commitments, rally for favorite causes, build a stronger community, and think about other people. And whereas it is fitting and proper on Giving Tuesday and on every day to recognize the tremendous impact philanthropy, volunteerism, and community service in the City of Penticton. And whereas Giving Tuesday is an opportunity to encourage citizens to serve others throughout this holiday season and throughout the year. Now therefore I, Mayor Andrew Jacobite of the City of Penticton, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, December 2nd, 2014, as Giving Tuesday in the City of Penticton, and encourage all citizens to join together to give back to the community in a way that is personally meaningful. Thank you. Yes, you can clap. Okay, 5.2 on the agenda, the meeting schedule and deputy mayor appointments. Council, there are some recommendations in your package. Does anyone want to comment on that or make a motion to? Does anyone have the agenda in front of them? If you do, okay.
I'll move recommendation 1.
And I'll second that.
Okay, so it's moved and second for recommendation 1, which just lays out the schedules. Typically, it's the first and third Monday of every month. There's a couple exceptions with if the Monday is on a long weekend, we'll move it to a Tuesday. And in January, we're going to go to the 12th instead of the 5th because of the holiday season, just to give us an extra week to get our ducks in a row. So any discussion on the meeting dates? Then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. The second one was with the deputy mayor appointments. Again, all of us do share to be a deputy mayor twice a year, and there's a rotation schedule. So if I'm away, then the next person down the line goes, and if he or she's unable, then it just keeps on going down the line until someone is able to make a presentation or speak on behalf of council. So that is put in place here. There's a recommendation to approve that. Is that a seconder? Any discussion? None? Then all those in favor? Perfect. 5.3 is the RDOS appointments. We have put forth myself, Councillor Judy Sentes, Councillor Helena Conans, and Councillor Andre Martin for this year. Is there a mover and shaker for that one? Seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Thank you. Moving along here. 5.4, signing authority. Again, it's just formalities to have staff and council and we need 2 signatures on any check to go through. So more of housekeeping. Is there a mover and shaker for this one too? Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Anyone opposed? This is good. Probably should have more meetings with the bar in the corner. Maybe that helps. I think that's it for our agenda. Wow. So I will go across the table here to see if anyone wants to make any announcements or say anything. And instead of having the media, because they don't have mics, I think we'll just adjourn then. And there is opportunity for social here to stick around and meet your council. And the media, we can we can chat or scrum or however you want to deal with questions to myself or to anyone from council. We're here for that. So I'll start on this side of the table. So Councillor Said, anything you want to add or say tonight?
Just wanted to say that I'm looking forward to working together, fighting together, and laughing together to make Penticton a much better place. Thank you.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. Just wanted to say how excited I am to be working with such a committed, enthusiastic, balanced group of people. I'm very excited for our future, and I can't wait to get started.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you to my family for being here. It's great to see you out there. It means a lot to me. Opportunity. I think all of us, if you can sense that all of us here know the opportunity that we have to serve as this community for the next 4 years, and we're very excited to get on the blocks. So I'm excited to start with this group. So thank you, Penticton.
First off, thanks to everybody for making it down, my family and everybody else in the crowd here. During my campaign time, I spoke about achieving balance, and I think that we really managed to achieve balance with our council. We've got a lot of young energy here, balanced with experience, and I think this is a very positive group. It has great representation for all demographics in our community moving forward, and I think it'll be a really powerful team. So quite excited to get to work with these people here and make some things happen. So hopefully we'll get a lot of people putting their name forward for some of these committees. I think we have an opportunity to make some great things happen with them. So.
Just wanted to make a couple announcements. One is tomorrow morning is Toys for Tots to Teens at Lakeside Resort. So if you can get out, that'd be great to support that. And Wednesday night is 10,000 tonight, which is a collaboration of the two high schools to collect food for the food bank. So they may be knocking on your door. Don't be surprised. I think that's around 5:30 at night. And I just want to thank the Electric for giving me the opportunity to sit up here, and thank my family for coming up and being part of this. Thank you.
Well, as I had said in my campaign platform, I really offered myself to the community to be a balance. I knew there would be new people, it looked like there would be young people, and that's very exciting. And so I saw myself as a balance to that. So I've been honored to have been selected to do that, to provide that. I too am excited. I've been on council for 6 years, and it's been productive. It's been a life learning, for sure. And each new term, each new chemistry was a little bit different. The chemistry for this time, I think you're hearing from all of us, is exciting. We're all excited to be here and looking forward to the future. So thank you very much.
So just before we close off here, we do have another event on Saturday, the Santa Claus Parade. Carry what time? 4:30? 4:30 starts downtown. It's always fun. Bring out the kids. And speaking of kids, I forgot to mention or introduce my grandson who's in the room. He's actually quite quiet. I'm usually quite a fuss all weekend, but tonight's been really good, so that's great. Anyways, thank you all for coming. It means a lot to all of us. And different venue. Again, we're going to work on going out to people instead of just waiting for them to come to us. But again, stick around, have a coffee or tea. There is a bar there. It is a cash bar. We don't pay for the beer and drinks here, but by all means, if you want to socialize, we're going to be here. And thank you very much for coming out. So if nothing else, motion to adjourn our meeting. Those in favor? Done. Thank you very much.